Welcome, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends to Spoiler Sleepover, Season 4. The altar has been set, the drinks have been mixed, and a sacrifice must be made. So, join the cult of classics.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Did he just say season 4?
Yeah, 4.
Holy fucking shit!
Oh my god.
We're back!
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
It looked like that hurt so bad.
It was more so the fact of, hey, guess what? We're on video, suckers.
Yeah.
We're back. Season 4. I turned my headphone volume down so much somehow. We're back. Season 4, the cult of classics. And we are here. We're back in video form all season long.
Yep, that's right.
I have to make sure my room is presentable.
We are going to be covering cult classics by decade all season. No more suffering.
Thank fuck. First off, I'm Jason Michael.
And I'm Rob. Welcome. And thank you so much for being here.
I'm a little winded, to be honest, but
yeah.
Also at the same point, I am just so glad looking at some of these movies. A, some of them I've seen. Mm-hmm. B, some of them I've really been wanting to see. And C, dude, looking at some of the movies we have coming up in this first decade, we'll explain in a second. I'm so fucking happy. It feels so good to watch movies again and not just go, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, sometimes it was a flip of a coin, but then you look at the title and you go, oh, God, fucking shoot me now.
Yeah, and if you've been listening to the podcast since season 1, you know the suffering never stops for me. I enjoy just putting on something that's probably going to be absolute trash. But
Schlockfest, baby.
We have themed, if this is your first time and this is your first episode ever, this is episode 0, we're just running down what this season's going to be, but we are a themed season podcast. Mm-hmm. So every season we do a different theme, and we follow that theme all the way to the end.
Season 2, baby. Slap season.
Season 2, the name had nothing to do with what we were covering, but it looked cool. We love it. Yep. So we do, with this new cult that we are cultivating, if you will. Also get prepared for a lot of that. See you later. Bye.
Now they can see. Now the suckers can see that I fucking hate puns.
Yep.
God.
It's punny for me. I enjoy it. But
swear to God.
Here at the Spoiler Sleepover Camp House, old burnt out church, whatever you want to say. Let's go with burnt out church. I like that a lot better. We are worshiping cinema, but above all else, we are worshiping our almighty, holy God, the rubber chicken.
Gotta be completely honest. I didn't realize you put him there either.
I've moved him multiple times.
He was in the corner to start, but now he's there. Dude, I was gearing up for the jump, and you set him in so many different positions, and it makes me laugh every time when I find him. It's like, where's Waldo?
This will be a bit of a push for people to watch us as well. If you can spot the chicken on my screen or on Jason Michael's screen, we are moving chickens throughout every single episode. But if you can spot it, the first 5 people who comment where it is correctly will get a shout out on the following week's episode. So keep your eyes out, watch the videos, find the rubber chicken. We will have rubber chickens hidden. Sometimes they'll be on both screens. Sometimes they'll only be on one screen. Sometimes there'll be more than one on one screen or both screens. So just keep your eyes peeled.
I'm fucking dying, dude. This is, we have a brief idea of what we're doing with this season, and the rest of it's straight up just going to be like, let's just figure it all out, because a lot of these movies we know are great, and then a lot of these movies were like, why are you a cult classic? Why
don't you give the backstory to the listeners and viewers and suckers out there, for those of you who are this is your first time, our hardcore first day one original listeners we call suckers. So the longer you listen, you officially become a sucker. But why don't you tell them? Yeah, why don't you tell them how this all started? Because this started from you mentioning one movie.
Well, so we've been talking every time Rob and I talk. Usually there's obviously mentions about the podcast because it's one of our favorite things to do, because that's like what our friendship has become, is co-podcast hosts, great friends, and all from a podcast itself, from Camp Nightmare. So we were always talking about bullshit. It's like, maybe we should do this as an episode. Maybe we should do this. And one of them came up about, I think it was like 3 years ago, about as long as we have been running as a podcast. There is a movie, as we stated, coming up by decades. It's in the 2000s. That's all I'll give you for now. But I was like, why is this regarded as a cult classic movie? What do people get about this? I am so uncomfortably lost.
Yeah.
That should I be rooting for this character? Should I root for anybody? Is anybody real? The movie is a mindfuck. Apparently there's a book, and one of my friends is actually coming up in a local production of said movie as well.
No, interesting.
So guess it now.
Yeah.
But so again, when we get to the 2000s, we'll give you a few moments. You can guess it in your car or wherever you're listening to this episode. Hopefully not watching in the car.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no. But definitely be like, is it that one? Is it that one? But we want your full-blown answer. Again, comment. Interaction. Now, Rob.
Yeah.
Season 4 of the Cult of Classics. Talking about some cult classic movies, whether we know that they're cult classics, whether we're like, why? And then a lot of these are, they may be cult classics to us, I feel like.
Yeah, so we are covering each decade. We are starting in the 50s, and we are working our way up to modern day. Now, to anyone going, it's too soon to have cult classics, we're aware. So what we've done for the 2000s, because technically part of the 2000s, there are kind of a few movies, one that we've already mentioned that is already considered a cult classic. But once we hit the 10s and the 20s, we, mostly me, have handpicked movies that we both think are going to end up being cult classics. So once we
already looking at like, God damn you.
Once we get to them, you're going to be like, as a listener, you're probably going to be like, yeah, okay. I could see, 20 years from now, people being like, wow, that movie's a cult classic. Hopefully. So, but let's start our list. So we are going to list off the movies that we are covering all season. Now, gets better though, because when the episodes come out, all you're ever going to see is the year until the episode. So we do title cards for every single episode. We post them on our socials. I'm not putting anything much else out there. We're going to put the title on the title card. But when you comes down to the episode, we're going to be like, and next week, we're going to be talking about a movie from 1953. You'll just have to tune and find out, or watch the title
game.
Card. So, Jason Michael, why don't you take over and you list the... see, we're winging. We're also correlating
like a chicken.
The entire season. We are carrying it over onto our Patreon. So if you want to continue the cult and continue listening to cult classics, we're going to be doing one every month correlating with that decade on our Patreon. And that's patreon.com/spoiler sleepover
podcast.
And those are all going to be another segment we do only on Patreon called Jason Michael Gets Learned. Jason Michael's going to watch a movie for the first time that he's never seen before.
Which I really should have.
Yep. And he's going to...
a lot of these are classics.
He's going to come to me with his thoughts and feelings about the movie. And I am going to actually educate him on anything and everything about the making of the movie, behind the scenes, actors, writers, directors, producers, composers, whatever it may be.
Which, if you actually at the time of this episode release. If you go to our Patreon right now, again, patreon.com/spoiler sleepover podcast, the podcast does sneak up on you.
Yeah.
You get the most recent episode of Jason Michael Gets Learnt, and that is, of course, for Terminator. I should have fucking watched this a long time ago.
Silly goose. What a great
My bad.
So let's jump into this. Jason Michael.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Starting with the first episode, first movie, and ending with the Gets Learnt. What are we doing for the 1950s?
Fucking excitement is what we're doing. Starting in the 1950s, again, not going to say the year. You got to know it. We are talking about the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yeah, buddy.
Them.
There we
There's
go.
an
That's
exclamation point at the end of it. The Fly, The Tingler, a lot of those. And my personal favorite, because you've heard me mention it a bazillion goddamn times, Plan 9 from Outer Space. And then, of course, the Gets Learnt, The Thing from Another World.
Yeah, buddy. So
eyebrows.
Yeah. So that's the 50s. We are starting pretty damn strong, if you ask me, especially with the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Boy, howdy. I feel like I'm going to let everyone get learnt publicly for that one. I'm very excited to talk about it. So jumping into the 1960s, we are starting with Peeping Tom. We are leading into Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Fuck yeah.
Followed by Spider Baby. There's also a hidden theme throughout this entire season. That just reminded me.
I
following
just
that,
same shit.
We are doing Astro Baby or Astro Zombie. Sorry, and then
it's sandwiched between two babies. It's okay.
Yep. And then the Gets Learnt. This beautiful VHS that's behind me. We are doing Rosemary's Baby.
Why are you sighing at that?
Because everyone's seen Rosemary's Baby.
I haven't.
I know.
All right.
I have the VHS.
Well, lump me in with that shit.
I have a DVD and I have 2 different Blu-ray collector's editions. I fucking love Rosemary's Baby.
Because you're a nerd.
No shame in my game. All right. Where are we going with the 70s?
Into the 70s, we have Twins of Evil, Blackula, Eraserhead, I Spit on Your Grave. That's going to be a fucking...
It's going to be a tough one.
And then we talked about this when we came up with the idea for Jason Michael Gets Learnt, which I was listening to our recap from like season 3A. When we started talking about Jason Michael Gets Learnt, we dropped the educationing at the front. Yeah. I was like, the educationing. Oh, Jason Michael Gets Learnt. Okay, yeah. I can see why we dropped it. And then, of course, the Gets Learnt Omen.
The Omen. Yeah.
Sorry. The Omen.
That's going to be that'll be a fun one. That's Terminator. Omen. Rob, great score. So
fucking yeah, it is. What brings us into the decade of our Lord and Savior, the 80s?
We are probably going to get a lot of why didn't you pick this one for this?
Because we probably already talked about it.
Yep. So we are doing something so much fun. I'm so excited. We are starting with a pseudo horror movie. This was I need to talk to somebody about this fucking movie. So we are starting with The Forbidden Zone. I am so excited to talk about this one. We are following that with The Evil Dead.
Let's fucking go!
Yep. Followed by, right behind me, Sleepaway Camp.
Let's fucking go!
Evil Dead's also right there, original VHS.
Let's go.
And then we are following with Chud.
Never seen it.
Fuck yes, Chud. And then we are ending the public season with this delicious film right here, Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Dawn. You can see we're a little excited for the 80s.
The 80s are the best. So, and we're really going off and away from horror, like the farthest away from horror you could possibly go for the Gets Learnt. we are going to be talking about The Wizard. If you know that movie,
The Wizard.
we are friends. It's such a great movie. I fucking love that movie. That is childhood nostalgia for me. All right, now let's get into potentially pissing more people off, the 1990s. What are we covering?
We are talking about, and I've wanted to see this for a while, and I've usually when I'm like, oh, fuck, I should really watch that. Anyway, that's how it always fucking goes. Hence why, again, I haven't seen a lot of these cult classics. Darkman. That's been on my list for a while.
It's a good one.
And now if you've enjoyed the 80s with The Evil Dead and The Evil Dead, Die by Dawn, Dead by Dawn, we're continuing and finishing with my personal favorite, Army of Darkness. We continue.
If you have a VHS, send it to me, please.
I'll do some looking. It might be in my parents' house, but I'll do some looking.
I was talking
We continue. Oh, well, all right, maybe. I'll have to pry it away from my dad. Best of luck. We are continuing with our little underlying theme, and if you're getting it, we could be friends. In the Mouth of Madness. Followed up by the, I think as you put it, the only Tim Burton movie you like?
Pretty much, yeah. The only one that he's written and directed that I like. It's not even a like. I love this movie. This is a great movie.
It's a fucking tremendous movie. And if you haven't seen it, you better get your ass prepared for the 90s for Mars Attacks.
Everyone's like, where's Beetlejuice? Where it belongs. Not in that list. Sorry. What's the Gets Learned?
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Gets Learned is another thing that we've talked about forever. And Spider Timber might make a return with Arachnophobia.
Fuck yes, dude. I am so excited. I'm so excited to rewatch this. This movie scares the fucking piss out of me. I don't like spiders. I fucking hate them.
No, you do not. Again, listening to our recap from season 3A, when we both started talking about Itsy Bestie, it was like,
bathtub. Bathtub.
Fuck.
Bathtub.
I hate the bathtub. The bathtub, that's all you need to say. Anyway.
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop, the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch. Visit goreclown.com now.
Rob, we round out the 90s and we hop into Y2K. What do we have for the 2000s?
We start with the movie that started this all. This is the movie that was the aforementioned movie, which is American Psycho. Both of us are very confused. Like, there's a point that I go, I get why people say it's a cult classic, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I don't think it's that great. We'll wait until we record the episode to talk about it. But
the movie really came into its own in the later 2000s.
Oh my
God. Rob!
Fucking clip it.
This ain't Twitch, which you can go follow our Twitch at twitch.tv/spoiler sleepover.
And then we jump into if you were going, man, you know what this season needs more of? Bruce Campbell.
You're fucking goddamn right it does.
Hold on to your titties because we're going to be talking about Bubba Hotep.
Fucking great movie. Oh my God, I love this movie so much.
Followed by more Sam Raimi. We're watching Drag Me to Hell.
Oh no! That's not
then,
the underlying theme, but it could be.
No. And then we are doing an amazing, fun-packed double feature.
Oh.
We are going to be talking about House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects in one episode. So this will most likely be the longest episode of the season, to be completely.
Bro, I'm fucking ecstatic right now.
And then my personal hand-picked Gets Learnt for Patreon.
Out of left fucking field. If you've never heard of this movie, we can be friends.
And if you have seen it and you love how the opening credits happen, we can be friends. We are talking about Ichi the Killer. I love this movie. It's so good. It's so fucked. It's so much fun. All right. And then we're jumping into the area of like, can there be cult classics? Well, this is kind of prediction from this point forward. We're jumping into the 2010s. Jason Michael, what do we have?
We're in like 10 more years. Us talking about these movies, people are going to be like, you know what?
They were right.
Those two bearded idiots were right. In 2010s, you're next. That sounded like a threat. Rob is shaking with excitement. You ready? The Black Coat's daughter.
Not that one. That's not the one I was excited about.
Tusk.
Yeah, we get to talk about my personal Lord and Savior, Kevin Smith. I fucking love this movie.
As I mentioned, the Black Coat's daughter,
Yeah.
the Void, and then for the Gets Learnt, you've heard our little poking fun at this and our little shudders. Annihilation.
So good. I can't wait for you to fucking finally see this.
Not Abomination, by the way.
No.
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
If I didn't have it written down in front of me and I just remembered it was the bear one, I would have said Abomination. Again.
Yeah.
Rob, it's okay. All right. I'm sorry I had to do this, not only to you, but also to the listeners. The 2020s, our last decade, which would, at the time that the 2020 episodes come out, would be the start of 7 years ago, a decade.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. All right.
So the 2020s.
Yeah, that fucking hellhole of a decade.
I feel like with two of these that I've picked for the 2020s, they're definitely going to be cult classics.
I think the first one definitely would be.
I don't know. Okay. I think it might be, but the two after for sure. So we're starting off with 2020s. We weren't telling years, but oh well. Slacks.
Killer Pants?
It's a great movie. It's a lot of fun. Just enjoy the fucking ride. Following up that with The Sadness. If you've already seen it, then you're going to be like, oh, yeah. Following that with Glorious. Unbelievable movie. Then we are going into questionable, but still really good. No One Will Save You. And then wrapping out and closing off the Cult of Classics, we are closing this out with a very independent film. You can currently watch it on YouTube. We are going to be talking about Milk and Cereal, spelt cereal as in serial killer. Fantastic short film, so good. Cereal. And leading up to the end of the season, I'm going to do my best to try and get the guy who wrote, directed, and acted in this to come on, because good Lord, this is such a good, this is one of those, it's free to watch on YouTube, indie films I've watched 3 times. I really like this. It's really good. And then we're closing out the cult over on Patreon with Possessor for the Gets Learnt.
So Rob, as you just heard, was very excited about the 2020s. If you didn't see and or hear any of what I said, I have never heard of any of these movies. Yep. That's what the 2020s means to me, movies wise.
This is going to be a full month of Gets Learnt.
It absolutely will. I think the only one I've heard of before, because you brought it up, I think we were talking about Rubber. And you're like, you ever seen Slacks? I was like, what the fuck is that? Killer Pants?
I own Rubber.
It's exactly Killer Pants.
Yeah. Rubber's fantastic.
Rubber is awesome.
Me and the Tire have the same name. That's the best part about that movie is you never hear the Tire's name, but if you read the synopsis for the movie, it just says Robert the Tire, and you're like, does it talk?
Sure.
Does somebody name it? No. It's just
Robert, no.
I fucking love it. It's so good. We should have done Rubber. No, we're not going to do Rubber. Maybe
it's
we'll
already
do it.
too late. We just said it. We didn't really. I mean, Jason, future Jason, cut it now.
Right? No. Well, that is our cult classic list for the season. Now,
I have sound effects.
So, if you listen to all last season, the Season of Suffering, at the end of every episode, we decided whether the movie should go into a dungeon or be freed from a dungeon, because it was dungeon themed. It was suffering. This season,
just open the fucking door, send them all in there.
because it's a cult, we are going to be assigning each movie a role for each decade in a cult. So in the 50s, one movie will be a leader, maybe two will be leaders. Some cults have multiple leaders. We'll have a movie we'll have a movie or movies be followers. Then we'll have a movie or movies be sacrifices. Now,
Hell yeah.
Jason Michael and myself
Hi.
have our own cults. So there's not going to be any, do we need to get somebody to figure out whether this is in the cult or not? No,
Fuck you, I'm leaving this cult and starting my own.
We're going to be building our own cults with these movies, and we'll announce what what our cult lineup is and their roles at the end of every month or at the end of every decade, whenever those end. So,
and to bring it back to season 3, we turn it into a D&D campaign and make our cults fight.
Ooh,
Rob and I are entirely no.
We're so fucking nerdy. Like, yeah, there's no dice rolls or anything. And now that we're on camera, actually,
and the beast from 20,000 Fathoms just suplexed American Psycho.
For those of you who were wondering last season what our dices were, there were actual dices. Like this, it wasn't just a gimmick. This is Jason Michael's dice.
It's so pretty, but fuck it.
And this was my dice. What you can't see is a giant collection of pumpkins on the ground below me. Yeah, I love pumpkins, so I had to go with the orange one. But
all right, Rob Zombie.
This is amazing. I am very excited for this. It's going to be so much fun. We're talking about some amazing. You want to give
early predictions?
Like, for,
I mean, how many of these have you not seen? That's something I didn't really think about before asking this question.
Let me scroll through one.
I want you to think about
one.
You only haven't seen one?
I haven't seen Spider Baby.
I'm pretty sure that's got Lon Chaney Jr. in it too.
Nice. No, I've seen all of them.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, rewatching Beast from 20,000 Fathoms made me so fucking happy. I forgot how good that movie is.
It's got Chaney Jr. It's also got Sid Haig, baby.
Oh, daddy. I love Sid. Rest in peace. I met him. I mentioned that on one of the episodes at some point and probably cried because he...
Welcome to Spoiler Sleepover Season 4, a trip down memory lane.
Well...
Things we've talked about over and over and over.
Again, we are trying to collect everything together into one thing. So we don't do tiers on our Patreon. It's one flat rate. If it's $5, if for some reason you can afford $1 and you really want that, just message us. We'll work it out. We'll get you in there so that you can get the content. We do not pocket a single penny off of this.
Nope.
This whole podcast, getting it out there, we pay fully out of pocket for all of it to get everything out there. To edit this, everything costs money. So any amount helps. We literally just put it back into this. It's we get paid. Yeah. The money comes through and we go, all right, thank God we can. we save $10 this month. Like
StreamYard.
This isn't paying for us to go on vacations or buy more rubber chickens or anything like that.
Damn.
It is. You're literally 100% supporting the podcast existing out there for people. So go and give us a follow on Patreon, patreon.com/spoiler sleepover podcast.
He said it.
I've remembered. I will never forget. I have been saying it on our Twitch.
Flash forward to next week,
where you can also watch us game. If you're interested in that, you can go over and follow us on twitch.tv/spoiler sleepover.
No podcast.
I stream pretty much every single Wednesday. I do a family-friendly stream, so it's nothing like these two foul-mouthed fucks that you've just heard this entire time. I don't swear at all. And I just play Minecraft. It's a lot of fun. But
you called me two people. Unbelievable.
These two people. I was pointing at myself and you.
Nah.
And and the chicken. But
that fucking chicken.
There's a lot more. We've done a couple streams together. Jason Michael is currently working his way through
Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. Currently about to play the finale. Episode 5.
Snap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit's as the kids say, hit the fan.
Oh, I missed the last stream. Unfortunately, I was you streamed on my Wednesday because I wasn't around. I was
That's
at a
true.
concert.
Yeah.
So
You were at a concert, and then I was at a concert for your Minecraft stream.
yeah, it was payback. It was like fuck you too. I was like, okay, fair enough. Well, we're very excited for this. Obviously,
Fuck
again,
yeah.
thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And again, this is not one where you get to say the chicken is off to Rob's right hand side. No, you don't get to say that. You just don't.
Boom.
It's here. It starts next week when we talk about a movie that came out in 1953.
Ooh.
Keep your eye out for our
are you gonna
chickens.
Tell them where the chicken is at the end of the episode, or it's just gonna be like, did you see
Nope.
the fucking chicken? You're
Nope.
a pain in the ass. All right, I
Yep.
love it.
We got to check the comments every day. And
You're
remember,
wrong.
first 5 people that get it right, you can put in the comment too how you want us to name you. Unless you just want us to say your YouTube name or whatever. Just let us know how you want to get a shout out and we'll shout you out in the following episode. So,
Chicken.
until next week.
Sleep tight, suckers. It's season 4.
Join the cult. Join the cult.
I took off my headphones for 1 second.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spoiler Sleepover. Join our cult by following our socials like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And for more offerings like this, follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/Spoiler Sleepover Podcast. So until next week, sleep tight, suckers!